I come across this Beams Club C Bulc. I think the design aesthetic is very trendy. It's kind of remind me of the Lavan sneaker and also the new school Vans. They have very similar style because their upper is very more like a Y2K skate inspirations. That what I see on this upper. The pricing on this is a little more expensive compared to the vintage Club C. I think vintage Club C is only $90. The pricing on these Beams Club C Bulc is $120. I think this model is more like a collaboration with the Japanese brand Beams. That's why it costs a little bit extra. As usual, you already know. The sizing on the Club C Vintage though, I would recommend people go half a size up because this shoe is kind of narrow for my feet. If you have a narrow feet, then yeah, I think it's okay to wear choo size on this Club C Vintage. Compared to the sizing on the Beam Club C Bulc, I would recommend people go choo size because these two shoes, they basically have different shoe slats. So from the top down view, you already can tell. On the Beam Club C Bulc, they are wider width compared to the classics Club C Vintage. From the toe area, this Beam Club C Bulc, they have the rubberized toe and also they have the mud guard and they have extra patterns in the vamp area. The perforated detail in the vamp, they still have it from their heritage design like this Club C Vintage. To me though, on the Beam Club C Bulc, the extra patterns in the vamp is just so many layers in the toe. Compared to the Club C Vintage though, they just basically have the mudguard patterns and the vamp is very clean. And go to the lace area, the Club C Vintage, they have more like traditional U-throat construction in the tongue. Compared to the Beam Club C Bulc, they are more like a T-throw construction in the lacing system. And at the eye stay too, the pattern, they are more like a straight line and the width of this eye stay, they are wider. And in the end of the eye stay, they have that plastic molded eyelet. And the laces on the Beam Club C Bulc, they are wider. Compared to the Club C Vintage, the eye stay pattern, they are slimmer. And also the edge on this eye stay pattern, they are more wavy for flexibility. And go to the tongue on the Beam Club C Bulc, they are heavily padded. This detail right here around the toe to the lacing system is so trendy. If you can really afford trendy sneaker from Lavan, some other high-end skate type of sneaker inspiration, I think the Reebok Beam Club C Bulc is worth the money because the material leather that they use on this upper is pretty good too. It's soft and also it keeps its structure too. All the edge, they are pretty clean cut. Sometimes if you compare some other waist sneaker, the edge, they are kind of crooked cut. And in the back of the heel counter pattern, so they are a little bit different on the Beam Club C. They have the binding edge fold compared to the back of the heel counter on the Club C Vintage. They just have some stitches reinforcement for the upper of the shoe. And the mustard on these two shoes comparison, they are pretty much bigger on the Beams Club C Bulc. I mean, it's called bulking for bulk for a reason, right? Everything is just extra and exaggerated compared to the classic Club C Vintage. And go to the outsole toolings. As I already mentioned, the Club C Vintage is more comfortable than the Beam Club C Bulc. The reason why is in the midsole. If you look in the middle size, right? On the Club C Vintage, they have a piece of like EVA foam in the midsole, so it's added extra cushioning on your feet combined with the foam footbed, right? That's why you feel more comfortable and more cushioning in the Club C Vintage than on this Beam Club C Bulc. If you check in the same middle size on this Beam Club C Bulc, this one is not really the EVA pattern. It's just the aesthetic, the look like the original Club C Vintage. So there's less cushioning there compared to the Club C Vintage. even though they used the same foam footbed like the Club C Vintage, but it doesn't really provide that much cushioning compared to the Club C Vintage. The construction wise on the outsole tooling is really part of the comfort of your shoe. And go to the lining constructions on these two shoes. The Club C Vintage, they used fully textile material around the heel counter compared to the Beams Club C Bulc, that kind of fuzzy only on the top line of the collar. So I don't know why they do that. Maybe it's more like the material budget cut. That's why you only see that fuzzy textile material on the top line of the lining. I mean, styling with the two shoes, I think is very easy. Maybe I'm just gonna try some trendy type of outfit, like a straight, relaxed type of jeans fit, or some like relaxed pants. And that is a lot of people styling in IG, they do that, you know. When you wear trendy stuff, you basically just don't really have your own unique style. Everybody look the same on IG. That is just a little bit sad because everybody, they definitely have different personality. But I don't know why every time there's a trendy stuff released in the market, they have to wear them. So they end up look the same. And up next, I'm gonna share with you guys how I would like to style them. So there you go. What do you think about this quick comparison on these two shoes? Are you a trendy person like this Beam Club C Bulc, or are you an iconic person like this Club C Vintage? And if you like the way how I style the shoes, give me a thumb up and subscribe to my channel for more video. I have a lot of video coming up every single week and I can't wait to share with you guys. I'm out.